Big things are happening at Nintendo, alright? We got a Nintendo Direct coming up in June. We got confirmation that they're working on the Nintendo Switch's successor. Nintendo stock is booming right now, and we have a very promising future ahead of us. We got so many exciting titles coming up, like Metroid Prime 4. Luigi's Mansion 2. But even though us Nintendo fans prosper in such an exciting array of new titles, many still have their demands. Where's Mother 3's localization? Golden Sun? F-Zero? And while I can get behind the hype for these long-forgotten franchises, my wish is for Nintendo to go back, way back into their catalogs, to the days of the Nintendo Entertainment System. Now, recently Nintendo's been pretty great about reintroducing their older games to a new audience. Except for the fact that they forgot about all the ones without Mario in the title. But they've still celebrated the NES and the Nintendo Switch Online subscription service, and games such as NES Remix, and NES Remix but $30. And I mean, come on, this console was the birth of beloved franchises like Zelda, Metroid, and Dr. Mario. It's no wonder why Nintendo still makes references to it in the modern era of gaming. The thing is, though, whenever Nintendo gives it the spotlight, it's always them going, "Ooh, look at these little retro nuggets. Now you can play them just like your parents probably did." Think about all the franchises that never got that push past the 30-plus-year-old console. All the series locked behind that thick layer of shallow nostalgia. In this TED Talk, I'm going to tell you why these franchises would kick ass with a new installment. You can hold on to your F-Zeros for now as you hear me out for a second. Let me hit you up with some examples. First up, boom! Punch-Out! For the Wii. Not just Punch-Out, it's Punch-Out! Punch-Out was an NES... No, I'm not going to do that every time. Punch-Out was an NES game that actually started out as an arcade game and actually had a SNES installment too, but ignored that. Where you're a little boxer guy and you had to beat all the big boxer guys. It was all about learning your opponent's movements and attack patterns to exploit their weaknesses and fire back with your own series of punches. And it even had Mike Tyson, except when it didn't. Cute little NES game, yeah, but when they brought it to the Wii, 20 years later, whole different fucking story, dude. This game has so much life in it. The graphics, the cutscenes and everything give so much charm to the characters, and more depth was given to the gameplay and mechanics. There's multiplayer, motion controls, and a lot of cultural appropriation. Which means we sadly will not ever be getting another Punch-Out game ever again. But the Wii one's great. It shows how you can make a good NES reboot. Exhibit B, Kid Icarus Uprising. They turned the fairly basic NES platformer into a full-on character action game that takes full advantage of the Greek mythology theme to make memorable characters and an incredible world to go through. They also gave it the worst control scheme of any video game ever, so a Switch port would pretty much be a reboot in and of itself, because I don't associate the NES game with arthritis. I mean, Nintendo's been doing a great job at making sure that 3DS and Wii U have no exclusives anymore, so I can see it coming in that new Direct. All I'm saying, if Piora posts a picture of a guy flying into the sun and fucking dying, get excited. And then it's like, what do you have beyond that? Like Famicom Detective Club? That's literally just a visual novel. That's not an interesting thing to adapt. I'm sure the game's good, but that's not exciting to me. I'm talking about giving the Uprising treatment to these old gems. You know what we really need? A new... You know, Ice Climber? That game where you chip away at colored bricks while bashing animals with your hammer and eating a bunch of vegetables? And I guess you climb ice too, maybe? The cool thing about Ice Climber is that it's a vertical platformer. Some parts of Kid Icarus were too, but those weren't in Uprising. Think about how a modern version of Ice Climber would really make it feel like you're climbing an icy mountain and beating polar bears to death with your hammers. We saw something like that in Celeste, and while I haven't played it yet, people love that game to pieces, and it was even a Game Award nominee. But my problem is that child is way too mobile. She's not ice climbing, she's practically ice wave dashing, and that is unacceptable to me. But yeah, I can see them adapting Ice Climber into a full-fledged world with its own unique characters like Daniel the Eggplant. Whether it be a 2D or a 3D platformer doesn't matter to me, as long as I can stop associating the Ice Climbers with infinite grab combos.
Oh, this is
it! This is it! Wobble him! It's over, I'm done.
West Balls might be out of this.
You know what? I'm done. Bye. I'll see you later.
Oh!
Nope.
West Balls walks off.
But how about this one though? Urban Champion. Now this one's a classic. Nintendo has some fighting games, yeah, but those are all silly games. Urban Champion would be Nintendo's real fighting game, like some Def Jam shit or something. Street Fighter 6 showed how you can make a fighting game with that streetwise flair, and I think Nintendo should take notes, because if the names of the two games are swapped, I don't think anything would change. Think of what they did to Punch-Out for the Wii, adding new personalities to fight, expanding your moveset, all while people in the buildings try to fuck with you and while the cops are on watch. Think like a traditional fighter with Smash's stage hazards, so you're constantly forming a strategy around more than just your opponent's moves. Kinda like what Tekken stages do, actually. Come on, Nintendo, I know that you want to expand the Urban Champion universe. I want to know more about the girl who's somehow throwing confetti in nearly every building on this long-ass strip. What about Joy Mech Fight, though, Nintendo's other abandoned traditional fighter? This game kicks ass, dude, and it's pretty in-depth for a Famicom game. You got a whole roster of characters with their own special moves. I mean, people are forming a meta around this Famicom exclusive game. That's how crazy it is. It's just a really cool 2D robot fighter. I would kill to have a reboot of this one. But I'm not telling you who I would kill. NES Ice Hockey is just a really good hockey game. I don't think it needs a reboot. I just wanted to give it the shout out. It's a fun game. Go play it. Balloon Fight. Now this one's a real classic. This really should be honored as one of the landmark Nintendo franchises. It is a fantastic arcade-styled game. I can totally see this getting one of those 99-player Battle Royale games Nintendo loves to do. Or better yet, they reintroduce the series to the world with a brand new installment. I'm talking a full-on campaign, a 1v1 battle mode, a party mode for up to 8 players, and the original NES title, all in one package. And I'm dead fucking serious. I'm on that balloon fight shit. Don't even try to tell me the Japanese Club Nintendo exclusive Tingle game counts as a reboot. Clue Clue Land. Oh, Clue Clue Land. What is this game? What do you do? What's the goal here? Who are these characters? I don't know. That's why we need a reboot of it, to explain what the fuck Clue Clue Land is. I mean, I'd play it. You ever played Gumshoe? I bet you haven't, because I haven't either. This is one of those unconventional platformers that uses the NES Zapper, remember that? This guy Gumshoe endlessly runs forward, and you gotta make him jump by shooting him with the Zapper. Shooting obstacles in his way, too. I'll be real, the only reason I want this game to come back is because that concept is fucking hilarious, and I want to do it with the Joy-Cons. Or whatever controller's on the successor, I don't know yet. But above all these reboots, as much as I want them to happen, there's one that I think deserves to happen the most. It's a cult classic adventure game that many people still hold in high regard today, and I think it's finally time that we give it a second chance. That game's name is Star Tropic. Dino Wars: The Destruction of Spondylus, baby! The all-time classic, your favorite game's favorite game. You hear me, Nintendo? Doug, you writing notes? This is what the people want, alright? And I'm available for business inquiries, thank you very much. Oh shit, I forgot about Duck Hunt.